All right, my friends, welcome back to another episode of the Build Show. You know, I just got back recently from the JLC live show up in Providence, Rhode Island. And if you're a custom builder, a remodeler, a lead carpenter, and you're anywhere near that show in Rhode Island, that is the place to be. It's incredibly busy, and the show is absolutely packed this year. So in this episode, I think this is our part 3. We've already published a couple. We're going to see a couple of booths and some really interesting new products and one or two things that we've seen in the past that I thought were worth reviewing again. Before we jump into that footage, I want to mention Pella's Steady Set window innovation. You know, we talked about it at our IBS coverage, but this is a brand new innovation, a brand new way to set a window that I was totally blown away by and is worth reviewing real quick. Now, I was so busy talking, we actually forgot to shoot some talking video. So let's take a look together at this footage. You know, they introduced this brand new method of setting a window from the inside. They call it Steady Set. And here's the deal. For builders, carrying a ladder to the second floor and installing a window off a ladder, it's dangerous. It's throwing any wind, and it's a really precarious situation. On the other hand, Steady Set is installed from the inside. And as you install the window, as you put it into the hole from the inside, there's a series of clips on the top that actually hold the window in place. So if some wind were to hit that window, it'll stay in place, it won't fall out. And then you're gonna screw that window in from the inside of the jamb. So from a safety perspective, this is a giant innovation. The thing I really like about it though, which isn't really its main selling point, is I really like the flashing flange on the outside. Now most windows that are flanged windows, that flange is, yes, a flashing flange, but it's really the main way you're screwing in the window. Over the years, I've seen a lot of issues with flanges. Either the corners weren't continuous, maybe somebody broke a flange off because they're dragging that window around the job site. This one, on the other hand, because it's not structural, it's really just a waterproofing flange on the outside, has a rubberized coating that holds it to the window, and then a plastic flange around. I really like this. This part really got me excited about this innovation. It looks to me like this window is going to be a much, much easier way to make sure I've got a really waterproof seal on the inside. Then, of course, you're still going to do an air tightness seal on the inside of the window as well. Don't forget about that. With that being said, let's go check out our coverage because we got some really interesting things to show you. Today's Build Show from JLC Live. Let's get going. All right, guys, we're at the Sashco booth here at JLC Live. Zach, have you used any Sashco products before?
Yeah, I've been using them for about a decade, mostly Big Stretch, Lexel, and then maybe in the last year and a half started using the Exact Color. And we really love it for, you know, matching custom cabinets, crown to the ceiling. Love this stuff.
It's basically Big Stretch that you can color to whatever on your job site, which is really cool. My quick story about Big Stretch, I call this the gateway drug to Sashco. I don't know if they'll like that, but you know, I found out about this from a painter about 20 years ago where you could only buy it at one hardware store in Austin. And I would drive across town to get it because it was so good. So much better than the $2 stuff I had been using that was cracking, that was causing warranty problems. So I would drive across town to get it. Nowadays, you can get it everywhere. But basically, this product that you're talking about right here, Exact Color, is Big Stretch with the ability to custom color it.
Yeah, you add a syringe of the paint color in, and it matches exactly. So we have, you know, crown to ceiling, and the crown comes pre-painted. Instead of having to like caulk and wipe and make that line perfect, the straight bead, and it looks perfect and crisp.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
guys, if you don't know Zach Detmore, Zach and I just shot a series of videos at his job site. Zach's a carpenter and remodeler based out of New Jersey, and we shot this awesome series of videos as part of our Talking Trades series. He's got an incredible background and a really fun story about how he got into the trades. So go check out the Talking Trade series, which by the way is sponsored by Sashco. They've been a longtime supporter of the Build Show. They've supported New House, Old Soul, our Talking Trade series, and at least one or two others. But the other thing I want to mention with these guys in particular, they've been really very focused on helping young people consider a career in the trades. And so in fact, we're doing a lunch with a couple local trade schools today that Sashco has sponsored. They're good people.
Right. It's so important. We need more people. I'm getting old. We need more people to come and replace us.
You're not getting old, but I'm getting old. And yes, and you're my replacement, by the way, Zach. So go follow Zach Detmore on Instagram, Detmore101, and go check out our series, Talking Trades. Big thanks to Sashco here at JLC Live.
All right, Matt, we're over here at the Velux booth, and this skylight caught my eye. I don't know if you do a lot of skylights down in Texas.
I do some, but give me the 411 here.
Velux actually started outside of Boston in Woburn, Mass.
Is that right? I didn't know
Family
that.
owned. I think they're still family owned, about 80 years in business.
Dang.
And it's really the only skylight that, one, we've ever used.
Is that right?
And the only skylight we see when we get into doing renovation work.
Ah,
right? So
interesting.
I'll give you a great example. I just bought a property recently up in Vermont. It's 38 years old. It still has the original Velux skylights in there.
Oh my
There's about
gosh.
8 or 9 of them, and they all look and work great.
That's fantastic.
So
How cool is that?
I think that's why we continue to use Veluxes, because
You've
they're
had-
very reliable.
You've had a pretty big
product.
track record, I would
Yeah,
say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now this is a pretty interesting new product, isn't it, Wade? I've actually seen this before. Let me tell you a couple cool things I like about this. This is a unit that has some batteries and some solar attached to the unit, so you don't need an electrician to wire this on the job. So we can use all kinds of different controllers, a kind of more standard controller, a sleeker controller, or even app integration to your phone, so you can open and close it, you can open and close the blinds. But again, I really like it because now I don't need the electrician to wire this. Everything's done with a battery pack and solar. Pretty neat, huh?
Right, yeah, it's very, I mean, having installed a lot of these, it's very easy to install. This particular display here is what we would call deck-mounted installation. So it's getting mounted right to your roof sheathing, and then you buy your flashing kit, which is really easy to install. And then with the solar integration, all that can be done by the same installer. It's really turnkey.
That's pretty nice. Now, if you're doing shingles, that's a great way to go. I do a lot of metal and tile, so I'll curb mount mine.
Sure.
But of course, you can do either with Velux. And the last thing I want to mention is, I think there's an interesting story on operable skylights when it comes to ventilation, especially in climates like yours, Wade, where you might want to ventilate that tall room space, get some airflow through by opening that window on the roof. Man, is it nice to get some ventilation and do all that with an app. Pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely, especially some of the houses we do like along the ocean.
Yep.
You get that nice summer breeze, nature's natural cooling. Open the skylight, get a nice cross breeze in the house. It's beautiful.
Good stuff, guys. We're at the Velux booth here at JLC Live 2024.
We're at Harvest Homes, company that we recently worked on the project. You've been out there. This is Josh's house.
Josh's house. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been to one of their jobs. Cool.
So Harvest Homes is, they make floor systems, wall systems, and roof trusses. So they make it all in a factory. They truck it out in their own trucks. Their own trucks have their own crane.
Okay.
And we set it down. But I'll tell you, two things impressed me about Harvest Homes. One, working with Lance, they don't have a prescribed panelization system for the floor or walls. It's, Steve, what do you want to use?
That's pretty cool, Lance.
Right.
That's nice.
So if you want to use 2x12s or engineered joist, or in our case, we use the trimmable Triforce,
Okay.
they just said, not a problem. We'll acquire that and we'll build the frame to your spec.
Gotcha.
But they'll engineer the whole house all the way from the foundation up. And the second thing that really impressed me was 3,200 square feet of floor area, a little over, 3.5 hours to
How about
set that floor
That's amazing.
from start to finish.
Now, Lance, where are you guys based and what's your service area?
We're based a little west of Albany, New York, and we service the Northeast within 300 miles of Albany.
Okay, gotcha. So Boston area, no big deal.
No
Okay,
big
you
deal.
guys go all the
Easily.
way out and do a lot of Long Island projects,
Yeah, we do
right?
Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, even out to the Cape Cod.
Gotcha.
You
And
know,
when we say panelized, does that also mean like pre-cut joists, pre-cut wall systems? How much is being panelized of the house, Steve?
So the floor system actually comes in 8-foot wide sections upwards of, you know, in our case, it was about 22 feet, I think, was the longest.
Oh, wow.
And they engineer the lifting points and lifting blocks.
Okay, so
there.
that floor system was craned into place.
So the 3,200 square feet was probably 22 sections.
Got it. So it wasn't just individual floor trusses. No. This was actually a component.
Yeah, you can see it right behind you here. There's
Gotcha.
the floor.
Oh, there's Josh's house right there. Gotcha.
On that project.
Oh, that is really fast. That's amazing. And then how about wall components?
Same thing.
Okay.
They frame all the walls. They do up their shop drawings. We took a quick review of them, okayed them, and then they panelized the whole house with Zip R9 sheathing.
Oh, wow. So you guys actually installed the Zip R at the factory, and then Josh just had to put everything together.
Yeah.
Like a big jigsaw puzzle.
The thing that's impressive about their factory is they have a couple barns where they store all their lumber indoor.
Oh, wow.
So we know we're not getting moldy stuff that's been sitting in a puddle. It's coming off of their racks. It's like a private Home Depot. And they put it together.
That's pretty
and
cool.
They ship it out.
That's awesome. Lance, what did we miss as Steve's kind of telling your story for you here?
I mean, the biggest thing with our homes is, you know, it's customization. We can build rake panels. A lot of the houses that we're doing, you know, we build tall walls, you know, up to 24 foot, drop them in, you know, and it's just the efficiency. And to answer your question directly about the walls, I mean, we're trying to put as many pieces paneled together on the truck so it makes it more efficient for the builder, you know, when it gets to the site.
I do want to point out, though, that you're either using a crane or a SkyTrack on the job, because these are not lightweight panels, not lightweight components. When I worked for a production builder back in the day, we were panelized, but we were using cardboard sheathing. We don't want to say their name. And those were super lightweight. We'd frame the house super fast. But this is legit, serious building components with what I like, Steve, is that you can, as the architect, as the builder, say, hey, I want to use Zip R. I want to use this component or this type of subfloor, this type of joist. So you're really able to customize with these guys.
Yeah, and these guys, you know, in my conversations with Lance, they've had no problem with house style, how many corners we have, roof pitch. You know, they're there to service us, not combat us.
So you guys can really do just about anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, and like Steve said, I think the main words for that is we build to your recipe.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Harvest Homes here at JLC Live.
Hey, Steve Basic Architect. We are out here at JLC Live, Providence, Rhode Island, and we are kicking it off at the Vinci booth. Now, what is Vinci? Why should I care? It is a roofing material. I got one of their guys here, Chris, who is the local rep for New England. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about Vinci Roofing Company, how long they've been around.
Absolutely. So what we have here is our single width shake product. So this tends to be the more commonly spec'd Vinci product here in New England. So what we're looking at here is a replica to Vermont slate.
Gotcha.
So we're looking at a thicker profile, which creates a nice shadow line right here. And we're looking at good variation with edge detail here from tile to tile. And on the bottom, we have our Inspire slate tile, also a single width profile, a little bit thinner profile here. Visually, this is a different design, right? We're looking at some different surface detail here.
This appears to be a lot cleaner. The cleft around the edges here, like this is far more pronounced. And then this is far more refined for more of like a contemporary, cleaner look.
That's exactly what we were trying to achieve here. So this product here models Pennsylvania slate, both in color and profile. And lastly, at the top, we have our multi-width slate product. And here we incorporate good variation in color from tile to tile. All of our options are going to be blends. And what that means is there's going to be differing colors within that product mix. Again, all modeled, designed to model Vermont slate in color and profile.
So what's it actually made out of? I mean, this isn't real slate.
Sure. So this material is a durable, high strength polyethylene material. So it's an exterior grade polymer. It's designed to weather the elements. It's designed to hold its color long term. and it's designed to perform well under a number of different cold and hot conditions.
Got it. And this is fully reinforced on the back. So I'm assuming, you know, if I was to put this, say, in hail country, this can take a decent beating.
Absolutely. So this product has a very strong hail rating. Comes with a Class 4 hail rating. So it's designed to take impact, and it's designed to kind of bounce back. It's got a memory to it.
Got it.
So it always wants to return back to its original shape.
Got it. And obviously you guys have a bunch of different exposure lines. You show us where to attach it. Yeah, very cool stuff. Now, I've used this product on a few projects, but you guys also have another product that I'm really excited about because I've never used that before. I've used the real wood version, but I'm real excited to kick that off. Let's just jump over here.
Absolutely.
And after you, sir, and we'll take a look at these. These are the the shake complement to the slate roof.
Exactly. So what we're trying to achieve here is a hand split shake profile. Again, this is modeled after hand split cedar, both in color and profile. This is a larger exposure here. This will be installed at either a 9 or a 10-inch exposure. And we have two different designs. The one at the bottom here, a little cleaner looking, so less defined grain pattern, a little more uniform, right? Whereas at the top here, a little rougher looking hand split cedar profile, but again, two different design choices here.
Right. And just like the slate over there, heavily reinforced in the back. One of the questions that would probably come up is, what about slope? Like, I'm sure this goes on a 12, a 10, a 9 real easy, but what if I want to put this on a 2 or a 3?
Well, that's really speaks to the product's versatility. So the minimum pitch for installation would be a 312 pitch, and there's no maximum pitch. So this can be installed on a full vertical wall.
Got it. Got it. So we could use it as siding.
It's a great complement to a home as a vertical accent piece, mansard wall, or dormers.
All right. Wow. Certainly, thanks for the info. Steve Basic Architect. Yeah, we're out here at Da Vinci Roof. We got a bunch more booths coming, so let's go see what's left at the show. Hey, Steve Basic from the Build Show. We are out at JLC Live. We are at the Fasten Master booth, and we are talking about their Icon screw joist. Now, if you're not familiar with them, they are basically a substitute for the floor frame of an exterior deck. Now, I'm not gonna get into the details. I'm actually gonna throw you a little teaser because we've teamed up with Fasten Master on our latest Build Show build, and we're gonna go into an in-depth installation video where we profile these out at our Build Show build. So stay tuned, look for us in the near future. Build Show Network. Steve Basic from JLC Live. All right, JLC Live, Steve Basic. We are out here at the Versatex booth. Now, you might know Versatex. We use them widely for trim products, historic sills, corner boards, but they're not just about those trim pieces, right? I got my friend Josh here. Josh is our rep up here in New England, so I grabbed him away from a few customers there so he can enlighten us. So,
Steve, first off, great seeing you, man.
Always a pleasure, buddy.
Yeah, so like you said, the basics. We've got, the window surrounds. A lot of our products go around helping the contractor do his job better and faster and more efficient.
Right.
So,
and this isn't just a window trim.
No.
Like, I don't want to poo-poo it, but like it's rabbited out for the nailing flange on the window. It's rabbited out to receive the siding in there so you don't have to caulk it or seal it.
That's right.
You could just bury it there. It comes in a number of different sizes. So you guys really take the work out of the site work of putting trim together.
Correct. I mean, we're trying to help the contractor be efficient because time is money. So when you can do that with barely any upcharge at all from a regular flat board, you're saving time and that saves money. So everyone likes to do that. The same with the Versawrap system that you're familiar with. You know, I mean, simple, easy way to wrap a post. You know, one cut, you're done. We have accessory kits. You can also soup it up if you'd like, but it's just about efficiency, you know, Steve?
Yeah. And the nice thing about that, there's little space in there so water can migrate down. We have proper water management, everything that I like about water getting down and out.
I know you love that. Yeah.
And, you know, so, and this is a material that isn't going to rot. Insects aren't going to eat it.
Correct.
Right? It's, I tell people, you know, you trim out a house with this, and in 500 years, there's a pile of this.
That's right. That's right. And we'll still have a warranty on it.
And you'll still have a warranty on it. And it doesn't stop there. I know we have some stuff over here that we've talked about in the past. Right?
Yep. So here, this is just our standard vented soffit because there isn't really a lot of alternatives to help your soffit breathe.
Right.
So what Versatex did was create 10 inches of free airflow. It's a 1/2 inch material. Okay, so it just goes up. You have a T-mold for your joints, so you don't see the expansion contraction because we know that happens with PVC.
Yep.
But you're experiencing all the airflow, keeping that ridge vented. As you know, that's very important. The house has got to breathe.
And I'm sure on your website, you have documented like the quantity of air that moves through the vent here, because we have to do, as an architect, we have to do calculations of the ventilation space through the system.
100%. All those documents are available on the website. Absolutely, you know that, Steve.
Very good.
We've been through it.
And then this, you know, I have yet to use it. We're looking for the right project, but this is typically a porch ceiling or a soffit material,
As you can see right here, that's our Turner oak, the V groove. We also have an edge and center bead. It's the Canvas series. It's a vinyl laminate on top of our WP4 board. So it's got an IR inhibitor adhesive that reflects the sun rays, because we know what the sun rays do to PVC. It makes it expand and contract, especially with dark colors.
What kind of warranty are we looking at on something
This is a 20-year on the laminate and a lifetime on the substrate.
On the PVC.
So no fade at all. And it's been out in the market for about 10 years now, and it's still doing great.
Gotcha. Well, I'd like to tell you it stops there, but we saved the best for last. So tell us what the newest thing Versatex
all right, I'm really
has brought
excited
to the market.
show you this, Steve. I'm glad you came by. So over here, we have a little display that I built for our new siding. We came out with a new siding. It's a 4.5 inch lap siding, okay?
Okay.
It is high density PVC. So what you see here it is PVC, but it's not like the free foam process.
Gotcha.
So that is very rigid, very durable. It comes in 16-foot lengths. It has a capstock. We have 6 colors available now, as you can see. We'll have another 4 available in a few months, so that'll bring us to 10. And it seems to be a big hit so far at the show, Steve.
And it comes with, slotted connections, so you can nail that. This stuff will have the ability to move laterally, if you're wondering why. It's just not a drilled hole, but rather a slot.
So, like you would do vinyl siding, it's a standoff nail. Because, like you said, you want it to move back and forth. So that brings me to the next point. For your butt joints, we've come up with this hem bracket. Okay. So now, the hem bracket with 2 provided screws on each side keeps that joint tight. No need for adhesive or sealant or anything.
Gotcha.
So your board is still able to move freely, but you don't have to worry about it.
And then this, obviously, the next piece is just going to fit right over the top of that.
Top drop install. You got to get your plumb line down on the bottom, and then you don't have to worry about measuring up or over. One guy can install a 16-foot length board on his own.
There you go.
16 OC nailing, all the accessories from skirt boards, band boards, you name it. But another important thing to note is we have opened up our stealth pocket from a 3/4 to a 3/4 to a 1-inch leg.
Okay.
Specifically for the siding.
So that tucks in there.
And you have plenty of room for it to move without anybody seeing it and the ugly J channel that you would use for vinyl siding.
Gotcha. And this is stiff. I mean, the J channel, it does its job, but you look down there and it's wavy.
That's right.
This is just a really nice stiff solution. That tucks in there very nicely.
Absolutely.
Basically closes it up.
Yep. So we're really excited about it. And in another few months, we're going to come out with a 7.5 inch reveal. Seems to be a demand in the market right now. The bigger buildings, it gets a little busy with the 4.5 in lines, as you've said before on your video.
Well, it's nice as an architect that we have the option, maybe part of the house we do in the 7.25, and then we go up to the 4.5.
That's right.
For another place.
And that's where this this band board comes in. As you see, it's already routed out. Your next piece goes right in underneath, and there's your transition.
And there's a transition.
Done.
So Yeah, you guys are definitely thinking about it.
Yeah.
So this, if people want to find it, this is called Exceed
Exceed.
by Versatex. So what's the website?
www.versatexbuildingproducts.com. We're really excited about the Exceed.
There you go. So, and I'm sure it will excel.
Steve, thanks for
There you
stopping
go.
by.
You got it, buddy. So there you have it, JLC Live, the build show on site, bringing you the best of JLC.
I had a great time at JLC Live. It was a lot of fun. And we got to meet some really cool trade school students here. These guys are from C-Tech and West Springfield, Mass. So if you need a great builder, a great plumber, a great carpenter, these students are gonna make awesome builders in the future. With that being said, guys, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content every Tuesday and every Friday. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram. Otherwise, I'll see you next time on The Build Show.